Your nervous system will always default to what it believes will keep you alive, even if it costs you aliveness. This is why cognitive tools collapse. Change doesn't happen from your head. It happens in your body, in your cells, in your breath, in your identity. And until your nervous system learns that it's safe to be seen, safe to take up space, safe to be the fully expressed version of you, then nothing fundamentally changes. Hello, my love. Oh my God, it feels so good to be back here with you. So I took a longer break than I anticipated this year, but I'm here now and I am lit up, yes, pun intended, because 2026, I can feel what's coming for you, what's coming for me, what's coming for this extraordinary community that we are building together. So we're going to kick it off in some true cut the shit lit style. Yes, that is a name that my clients gave me years ago, and I happily own it. Lean in. How many times have you promised yourself that this would be the year? A new level, a new pace, a new version of you. And how many times did January quickly turn into June? Side note, wow, life is moving faster than ever. And nothing fundamentally, sustainably actually shifted. We've all been there. We set intentions, we feel the spark, we make the promises, and then we're right back in the patterns. The exhaustion, the burnout, the autopilot, the version of you that you swore you were done with. Here is the beautiful truth. You don't need more willpower. You don't need a better planner. I see you, queen. And you don't even, most of the time, need a better strategy. You need a new internal baseline. This is the gap between desire and identity. You can want something all day long. You can map it out. You can buy the journal. You can color code your calendar. But if your nervous system, your biology, your emotional body, your identity hasn't evolved to match the version of you that lives in that vision, it won't take, it won't sustain, it won't hold. Because your body will always pull you back to what it's been wired to perceive as safe. Yes, even if that safe is actually draining the life out of you. Even if that safe is the opposite of what you say you want. This is why the new year energy fades so fast, because no amount of doing overrides who you're being or who you perceive yourself to be. You have to become the woman who already lives in the reality that you're reaching for, not the one who wants it. You have to actually be her, and you get to be her now. You can't resolution your way into a different reality. You can't think your way there. And you definitely can't mindset your way into embodiment. Your nervous system chooses your reality before your conscious goals ever get a say. It's been running decades of old imprints, a lived, felt template laid down through your past experiences, the people who raised you, modeled behavior, all of the coping mechanisms, survival adaptations, and emotional memory. Your nervous system learned what was safe, what was acceptable, what made you lovable. And if that imprint whispers, don't be too much, stay small, make sure everyone else is comfortable, then no amount of motivation or planning is going to override that. Because your nervous system isn't logical, it's protective. But be here with me because I know you know that, but if you knew it, you would be doing something with it. Your nervous system will always default to what it believes will keep you alive, even if it costs you aliveness. Can we please be here with that? Your nervous system will always default to what it believes will keep you alive, even if it costs you aliveness. let's breathe because my body is asking me to, which means it's a gift for you. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. And give me an audible sigh on the exhale. Good. Let's do that again. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. And give me that audible sigh. This is why cognitive tools collapse. Change doesn't happen from your head. It happens in your body, in your cells, in your breath, in your identity, in the way that your system responds to visibility, power, freedom. And until your nervous system learns that it's safe to be seen, safe to take up space, safe to be the fully expressed version of you, then nothing fundamentally changes. That is the path forward, my queen. The path forward this year in 2026, it's not pressure, it's not productivity hacks, it's not doing more. It is you becoming your fullest expression. And I'm stoked because this is my jam. It's you finally becoming the version of you without being filtered and edited and dimming your light to make other people comfortable. Which is exactly why I created the disco ball effect. I kept seeing the same thing, hearing and overhearing conversations, having direct dialogue with women at every level, big teams, small teams, new to business, veterans in business, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8-figure revenues. And the theme was the same. Coming to me or hearing the same symptoms, exhaustion, plateauing, that annoying ache of I'm doing all the things. Why does it still feel hard? Why does it feel like an uphill battle, right? Symptoms of fear masking itself in the insidious ways that it does. These women, just like you, are brilliant, visionary, potent, and yet they're hiding. And not dramatically, but subtly. As in, they're visible, but they're not actually allowing themselves to be seen. Let me be clear with you here. Feeling safe being seen and heard and being visible are two completely different things. Anyone can be looked at. You can turn on your camera on Instagram and snap a picture or do a live, but that does not mean that you feel safe at the level of your nervous system to be seen and heard. And until you do, you will continue to soften your message. You will hold back your truth. You will hedge on your convictions because you don't want to be too much or you don't want to offend anyone or trigger anyone. There is so much shrinking that's happening. And it's not by choice, obviously. It's because of the imprint of the nervous system. Shrinking is not a conscious decision. I have yet to meet a woman who's like, oh, I'm going to shrink and hide and avoid and make myself small. What did Marianne Williamson say? And I talk about her a lot because her work was catalytic in mine. We fear that we're powerful beyond measure. And what does it mean to be powerful beyond measure? It's being all of yourself. It's being fully expressed. It's showing up in your take me or leave me, either way, awesome era. And that's where we're going. Shrinking and hiding and avoiding and playing small is something we inherited from childhood, from our early career experiences, from watching other women shrink to survive. We learn that safety lives in smallness, that being fully expressed and sharing your truth is dangerous, that filtering our truth makes us more likable, more easier to handle, more professional, whatever the fuck that means. So our nervous system's imprinted and fell in line. Our nervous system learned that lesson perfectly. So now here you are leading and building and creating, but your throat tightens before you say the thing that matters most. You are wasting hours and hours of your day managing how you're perceived instead of letting yourself be. The cost of that, to be clear, is everything. Because the cost of that is you, your energy, your wealth, your freedom, your health. Performing a half version of yourself all day long is fucking exhausting. You became an entrepreneur, a CEO, a founder for freedom. Every conversation I have ever had, you ask enough questions, freedom, freedom. Freedom is why we're doing this, in addition to answering our call and making a massive impact. But let's make that assumption that we're all on that playing field, right? But freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of resources, freedom in power, freedom of space, and most importantly, the feeling of freedom. We want to be free. And when we are not fully expressed, we are prohibiting our freedom. Because do you want to know the ultimate freedom? Like the thing that actually instantly equates to giving you all the freedom that you're doing all of this for? Finally showing up in your truth, in the fullest expression of who you are, not contorting and pretzeling and being concerned with and half living and hedging and overthinking and pulling back. All of that, for the record, keeps you dysregulated. All of that keeps you in an acute cycle of stress. All of that keeps you from freedom. And it is why so many brilliant, delicious, sexy, fabulous, smart, incredible women plateau. So that's what the disco ball is all about. I'm creating and inviting you to the disco ball effect because I've seen enough and I've had enough of this theme. Okay? Gloria Steinem didn't work her ass off so you can shrink and hedge. So in typical me fashion, I'm doing something about it. I've built a solution and I'm going to teach you how to leverage it. You are done living at half wattage. The fact is, when a woman finally lets herself be fully expressed, and inside the disco ball, I'm going to break down what that actually means because it doesn't mean being the loudest. When a woman finally lets herself to feel safe enough in her nervous system to be fully expressed, everything shifts. Sales, visibility, impact, ease, magnetism, not because she found something outside of her, not because she implemented a better strategy, but because she stopped chasing the light and became the source of it. The disco ball effect is for high-performing women who feel like there's still a ceiling you can't break no matter how many strategies you've tried. It's for the woman who's outgrown her current identity, who knows the version of her that got her here cannot take her to what's next. It's for the woman who's plateauing, even if the numbers look good, even if the world sees success, but inside it's tight, it's constricted, she's tired. It's for the woman who's tried every framework, funnel, and messaging tweak, and none of it is landing in her body and in her soul the way it should. It's for the woman who's killing it and deep down knows if she could turn up the dial on her truth and allow herself to unleash, she would shoot straight to the fucking moon. Deep down, you know that your unlock, this 2026 year that is upon us, isn't about tactical change. It's about identity. It's about imprint. It's about embodiment. No more filtering, no more shrinking, no more being palatable. The disco ball effect is a virtual experience where you will feel what it's like to tap into the fullest expression of you in your body, in your breath, in your leadership, in your being. And I'm super pumped about the way that I've designed this, the flow and the format that I created. So it's 5 days virtual. But really, it's 3 days of teaching and transmission and 2 days woven in between for integration and space. So day one, we're going to tap into the unleashing, naming the patterns, the dimming, the invisible ways that you've been shrinking, right? We bring those imprints to the surface and things start to crack open. Now, day two is an integration day, which means there's no call, there's nothing on the schedule. It's an integration day because your system needs space. It needs space to play with and let the truth that we identified on day one actually land for you to start to witness yourself differently, and doing so alongside all of the other powerhouse women leaders that are doing the disco ball effect with you and rising with you. Then in day 3, I'm back for a live teaching and transmission. We'll call this the recalibration. We're going to go deep into the biology and energetics of expression. You're going to learn why coherence converts faster than force ever can. Why your nervous system, not your strategy, is your most powerful sales tool, leadership tool. why being you is actually the unfair advantage. You're going to feel the shift in your body and start to lead from your light. Then day 4, we have another integration day because I am the founder of the School of Becoming. And what we do all day, every day, is help women evolve their identity and create sustainable change and transformation, which means I am well aware that your nervous system, body, resistance, all of it needs space and time to breathe, to pause, to let the moments land, to start to integrate, to start to kind of stabilize what's whispering as your new baseline. So in day 4, you're going to have that space to do that as you deepen what you learned in day 3. And then in day 5, it's the embodiment. This is where we're sealing it in. I am going to deliver you a brand new, never experienced guided activation that expands your capacity for this expression, certainty, and visibility. You will leave a different woman. Not just inspired, because if you've spent any time with me before, you've probably heard me say, inspiration without practical application is useless. No one needs hype, definitely not in 2026 and beyond. We need change, an actual, tangible difference. And that's what's going to unlock for you. And on day 5, we open the invitation for you to join us in Becoming, which is the opportunity to do our full neuro identity evolution experience. No one else carries your lens, your voice, your lived experience, your codes, your frequency. You are what actually makes you irreplaceable. And the women who understand this, who finally allow themselves to be fully expressed, are the ones that will lead and soar in this next era. This year will not feel different until you are different. Not different plans, not different goals. You, a different version of you. So grab your seat for the disco ball effect. It's free. It is potent. It's happening January 19th to the 23rd. The link is in the show notes. And after you grab your free spot, you will be invited to grab the VIP experience. I cannot recommend that enough, giving us even more time together, giving you replays of the disco ball effect course for life, and access to our client favorite, the Becoming Her walking meditation. My queen, this is the year you stop dimming and start leading from your light. I cannot wait to walk alongside you. And until next time, remember, there's always more love. Mwah.